For our first story, we have, my 37 female wife sent me 42 mailed this text message. What should I do with link separated? Wife sent me this text message. We have been together for 12 years and married for 6. Our relationship has been a mess for a few years. Several cases of emotional cheating honestly by both of us over the years. Currently we live in the same house but don't talk, share a bed, or have any real relationship. She loves to silent treatment me when we fight, and I do it right back. Basically a war of who can ignore the other one the longest. You could say we are essentially separated but living in the same house. I knew she was on dating websites and talking to other men. I wasn't okay with it, but wasn't going to beg for her attention. Then this happened. She lied about where she was going on New Year's, and my stepdaughter sent me the referenced Snapchat story. Stepdaughter was angry. Honestly, the worst part is that my kids know. Here is the text message. I spent New Year's with someone new, and you obviously seen that Snap story that was meant for only Barbara. I don't know what this message will make you feel like, but I wanted to share my feelings, just from my perspective. I went to spend New Year's with the guy the first met from online. It was great. He was nice and polite and never overstepped my boundaries. The entire time, every conversation, every question, every eye-to-eye glance, I was wishing it was you. I was wishing our glances and conversation were good again. Wishing you would tell me good night stories and have pillow talk and pick my brain, and let me pick yours. 11/12 however many years ago it's been, I would have never thought we would have crashed and burned and hurt so badly. It's so disappointing to see and feel everything we've been since I started my new position. That was my personal hardest, and the toughest part of it for me. I'm not asking for second chances, for anything else, just really disappointed it wasn't you. I am about to go home. I got this message while golfing with my son. I don't know what to even say to this message. What do y'all think? That's the end of our first post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, "This is what happens when both people are stubborn, give silent treatment, and refuse to communicate. This is the inevitable conclusion to that. For whatever reason, you are both afraid to open up and be vulnerable. If you can't get past that, you'll never have a healthy relationship. Let go of the idea of a relationship as competition. Stop trying to have the upper hand and win. A relationship is a team. Your wife is telling you she wants to try again. If you're willing, then go talk to her. If you're completely over it, then finalize this separation, plan for divorce, tell everyone you're over, and move on." Our second commenter says, "What does GM stand for?" Our third commenter says, "What was she thinking when she sent that Snap story to her daughter?" For our second story, we have, my 25 female boyfriend, 25 male, stopped during doggy because he said I stunk. I am embarrassed. How can I get over this? Firstly, I'm so embarrassed typing this. We have been together 1.5 years. Plan to be engaged after we finish school within the next few months and get married next year. Just as the title states, we were intimate and we switched to doggy from cowgirl, and after a few minutes he stops, nervous, laughs and goes, "It stinks." He has reassured me that it's fine, that I'm human and he understands. He wanted to continue, said he didn't mind in a different position, but I figured we could just stop so I could process. I hadn't been able to shower since yesterday morning BC of New Year's Eve, and it being late, and then I worked today, so just a lot going on. Yes, now I'm deaf about to go take a shower, but I'm so embarrassed. He reassured me, laughed it off, told me he loves me, hugged me, held me, kissed me, and I kinda laughed, but I just feel so embarrassed. I also have been spotting non-stop since getting an IUD, and it was light today, but maybe that was it too? Please be nice and understand that I wouldn't be asking for help if this wasn't monumentally difficult for me. He works tomorrow, so after he reassured me he left to go home, which doesn't really help my anxiety. I feel like he got the ick. Maybe it's my brain? Any thoughts on this or similar experiences? Advice. That's the end of our second post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, "Hey girl, fellow, former, IUD owner here, and I constantly had BV when I had my IUD despite only having sex with my partner. It sucked. I'd definitely go and get checked out as it's a simple fix. I did antibiotics and got on the right probiotics and I was able to manage it. Not saying you have BV, but it's really common and easy to treat. It absolutely stinks and bleeding, sex makes it smell worse. Think fishy type smell. Good luck." Our second commenter says, respectfully, you're overthinking it. You're human. Humans often stink. Next time use a wipe first or rinse off quickly, but no need to think about it any more than that. Our third commenter says, if you guys are serious about being married, you are not going to like it at all if you can't laugh off things like this. I hope you figure out what you need to feel assured by him, because from what you've said, it doesn't sound like he has the ick at all. He sounds like he is really in it for the long run, and can handle all the grossness that comes as you spend more time together, live together, possibly have kids, and get old as heck. Shit happens. Sometimes, laughter is the best way to get through it. Feeling embarrassed is normal though. I don't want you to think you're awful for feeling like this. For our last story, we have, my 32 female boyfriend, 41 male, was playing with his niece's hair. How can I tell him to not do that again? We had a family dinner yesterday and my 32 female boyfriend, 41 male, kept touching his niece's hair. For context, his niece is like 15 years old and clearly didn't look like she wanted her hair touched. The whole thing felt weird and uncomfortable because my boyfriend is not the type to be affectionate. He drives a truck and is a mechanic, so he's not the nurturing type to touch someone's hair like that the way he did. He doesn't even hold my hand in public. It just seemed off. After we left dinner, I approached him about it and told him it was weird. I let him know that it didn't look normal and that she clearly didn't want to be touched. He shrugged it off, and pretty much made it seem like I was overreacting because it was his niece and he didn't see her that way. He also said that he likes doing that to her because it bothers her, and he likes bothering her. I really thought the whole thing was inappropriate, but maybe I didn't communicate how I felt correctly. I don't know. Any suggestions on what I could have done differently? That's the end of our last post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, you're literally dating the creepy uncle of the family. Our second commenter says, your boyfriend is the creepy uncle. Our third commenter says, he likes to do it 'cause it bothers her. There is something wrong with him. That's all for today. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.